When people think about Switzerland, the first images that usually come to mind are mountains, snow, clean streets, clocks, and banks. It feels almost unreal, too organized, too perfect, almost like a postcard that somehow became a country. But Switzerland is far more complex than that image. It is not just a beautiful place, it is a carefully built system. A country that made very deliberate choices over centuries and never stopped refining them. Geography that shapes the people. Switzerland is small, very small. You can cross the country in a few hours by train. Yet inside this small territory, you find some of the most extreme geography in Europe. The Alps dominate the country, not just visually, but psychologically. Mountains are not background scenery here. They are barriers, shelters, borders, and symbols of independence. For centuries, these mountains isolated communities from one another. Villages developed their own dialects, customs, and traditions. That isolation forced people to rely on themselves, their neighbors, and local cooperation. This is where Swiss mentality begins, not with luxury, but with survival. The country is divided into three main geographic zones: the Alps, the Swiss Plateau, and the Jura Mountains. Most people live on the plateau, where cities like Zurich, Geneva, and Bern are located. But even in the cities, nature is never far away. Lakes, forests, rivers, and mountains are always present. This constant proximity to nature influences how people think about order, balance, and long-term planning. Switzerland does not build against nature. It builds around it. A country without a king, without an empire. One of the most fascinating things about Switzerland is what it never was. It was never a kingdom, never an empire, never a colonial power. Switzerland began as a loose alliance of cantons in the Middle Ages. These cantons were independent regions that decided to cooperate for defense and trade, not because they were conquered, but because cooperation made sense. This alliance slowly evolved into a confederation. Power stayed local, authority stayed close to the people. That structure still exists today. Switzerland is made of 26 cantons. Each canton has its own constitution, its own laws, its own taxes, and significant autonomy. The federal government is deliberately limited. This decentralization is not a flaw. It is the core of the system. Direct democracy that actually works. Switzerland is famous for direct democracy, but many people misunderstand what that means. This is not just voting every 4 years. Swiss citizens vote constantly. They vote on national laws, local laws, taxes, infrastructure, social issues, environmental rules, and even small community decisions. Quick note before we continue, most people watching this video are not subscribed. If you are enjoying it and want more content like this, a simple like and subscription really helps the channel grow. Back to the video. If enough people sign a petition, any law can be challenged and put to a national vote. Politicians know this. It forces them to be careful, pragmatic, and realistic. There is no single, powerful president. The country is led by a federal council of 7 members. Decisions are collective. Power is distributed. This system creates something rare. Stability without stagnation. Change happens slowly, but when it happens, it is widely accepted. Neutrality is not weakness. Swiss neutrality is often misunderstood as passivity. In reality, it is strategic. Switzerland stayed neutral through 2 world wars while being surrounded by conflict. This was not luck. It was preparation, diplomacy, and deterrence. The country has a strong military for its size. Male citizens serve in the armed forces. Infrastructure is designed with defense in mind. Even bridges and tunnels were planned strategically. Neutrality allowed Switzerland to become a hub for diplomacy, humanitarian work, and international organizations. This is why Geneva hosts the Red Cross and many United Nations offices. Neutrality also allowed Switzerland to focus inward. on infrastructure, on education, on institutions. The economy that everyone talks about. Yes, Swiss banks are famous, but banking is only one part of the economy. Switzerland excels in precision industries, pharmaceuticals, medical technology, engineering, robotics, chemistry, luxury manufacturing. Watchmaking is symbolic, but the same philosophy applies to everything else. Swiss products are expensive because they are designed to last. There is an obsession with quality, reliability, and reputation. Swiss companies do not aim to be the biggest. They aim to be the best in a niche. The currency, the Swiss franc, is one of the strongest in the world. It is seen as a safe haven. This strength makes exports harder, but it protects purchasing power and financial stability. This is a country that prefers slow growth and resilience over fast expansion and risk. Cost of living and reality. Switzerland is expensive. There is no way around that. Rent is high, food is expensive, services cost a lot. Eating out regularly can drain your budget fast. But salaries are also high, very high. More importantly, what you pay for, you receive. Public services work. Transportation is punctual. Streets are clean. Systems are efficient. Healthcare is private but mandatory. It is expensive, but the quality is among the best in the world. Safety is exceptional. Crime rates are low. People feel secure walking at night. Trust is high. You are paying for order, predictability, and peace of mind. Culture, mentality, and daily life. Swiss culture values privacy, punctuality, and respect for rules. This is not coldness, it is consideration. People do not like to disturb others. Loud behavior, unnecessary confrontation, and chaos are frowned upon. Trust is built slowly, but once built, it is strong. The country has 4 official languages: German, French, Italian, and Romansh. Language defines regions. Crossing a canton can feel like entering another country. Yet despite these differences, there is a strong shared identity. Not emotional nationalism, but civic responsibility. People identify with their canton, their town, their system. Switzerland works because it never chased glory. It did not try to dominate others. It did not centralize power. It did not gamble everything on ideology. Instead, it invested in institutions, in local responsibility, in education, in long-term thinking. It accepts that perfection does not exist, so it builds systems that correct themselves. This is not a flashy country. It does not try to impress you. But once you understand it, you realize something important. Switzerland is not impressive because it is rich. It is rich because it is disciplined. Switzerland is not for everyone. It can feel rigid, expensive, reserved. But for those who value stability, safety, order, and long-term quality of life, it is one of the most carefully constructed societies on earth. Not a paradise. A system that works. Thank you for watching. Like and subscribe, and I will see you in the next one.